Hello, it's me, Robin, with Simple Food, Simple Life. How are you? You know, it's Friday, and you know what that means. It's Friday Confab. Someone commented, why do you laugh every time you say Friday Confab? And I replied, why not? So, if you're new, thank you for being here. If you've been with me for a while, you guys are awesome. To put up with my antics, I mean, you deserve, I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy. Thank you. Appreciate it so much. Today is story time. And I'm going to tell you a story. This is a true story. And I've jotted some of it down because I wanted to make sure that I stayed on task, because you know how I am. It is a true story. It happened to me when my kids were little. They were in grade school, and all of my children, I have 4, are in their 50s now. So this was a long time ago. But it's something that happened to me. It's never left me, and I just feel like I want to share it with you. I wrote it down quite a long time ago, and I call it Just Move. So, got your coffee, got your tea, got your Coca-Cola. All right. Just move. Many years ago, when my children were in grade school, I decided to take a day, and I drove to drive over to see my mother. And she lived about 25 miles away, so after the visit, I left at a reasonable time because I wanted to make sure I got home before the kids got out of school. Prior to leaving Mom's, I started to get a headache, which wasn't unusual because I had frequent migraines in those days. Some of them were very severe, as this one was proving to be. I lived in Illinois, so I drove into town on what was called in those days the Albany Blacktop. Now, at the end of the blacktop, there is a two-way stop, and an old Illinois highway runs between. I stopped at the stop sign, as I had done countless times before. Everything looked familiar to me, as always. Suddenly, I could not remember where I lived. I'm not exaggerating in this. I absolutely could not remember where I lived. I couldn't remember the address. I couldn't remember what my house looked like. I couldn't remember anything about where I lived. I cannot express the fear and panic that came over me. I knew the town. I knew my name. I knew I had children. I knew they were getting out of school soon. I knew I had to get home. But I could not for the life of me remember where I lived. I was literally paralyzed with fear. It seemed like I sat there at the stop sign for an eternity. And in my mind, I cried out to God to help me. Then suddenly I heard a voice. I don't know if the voice was in my head or if it was around me. I only know I distinctly heard these words. Just move. For a second, I was confused, thinking I must be losing my mind. Then I heard the words again. Just move. Only the words seemed louder this time. So I pressed down on the gas, crossed the highway, and instantly I remembered where I lived. I drove home, and as I pulled into the driveway, I shed tears of relief. I cried. For years, I never told anyone about my experience. I suppose I didn't want them to think I had lost my mind. Many times I'm reminded of that moment. Many times. Primarily when I have moments when I'm paralyzed with fear when I feel lost, depressed, and overwhelmed with sadness. It's like I emotionally can't remember where I live. I know I must get back to myself, but I just can't do it. In remembering that day, I say to myself, just move. So I do. I physically move, even if it's moving from one room to the next, or I just do something, anything, no matter how silly it seems. The very act of moving gives me purpose and direction. The fear leaves, and once again, I know where I need to go. I think that's how God is. Throughout the Bible, God tells folks to move, to take action. Seemingly, at the time, it seems to have no purpose. And however, when they follow God's command, with time, all is revealed and they are brought to a good end. Living life takes action in thought and word and deed. It's not always easy, but God will not let us down. If we listen to his voice, he will bring us home. John 10:27 says, "My sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me." I just know in my heart that my story will help somebody today. Even if it's just one person. I know you're out there. And I know you need to know that just move. It's all right. It's going to be all right. And you will come to a good end. You really will. I am living proof. All right. That's it for me today. I love you guys. You know I do. As always, you know that little is much when God is in it. You know that's true. I wouldn't steer you wrong. All right. Okay. Let me know what you think in the comments. Talk to me. Let me know. Have you ever experienced anything like this? It is something that has stayed with me all of these years. And it's helped me immensely, and encouraged me immensely. I hope it helps you too. All right. I love ya. Please take care of yourself. Please come back and see me. I hope you have a great weekend. Okay? All right. I love ya. And I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.